Well,
I'm birthday boy. You're not going to fold the blankets, Jaylo?
Or my blanket anyway.
Because it's Christmas morning. That's okay,
Because it's Christmas morning, and it's kind of like one of those mornings where I don't want to go outside because it's raining like crazy, and it is raining like crazy right now.
But you're here with the birthday boy.
The birthday boy.
I was facing the turkey earlier, so I was basting birthday boy.
Yes.
I was basting birthday boy, Jaylo.
And you're clean, right?
I'm clean, but I was basting birthday boy.
Basting birthday boy.
Basting birthday boy.
Yes.
BBB.
Yes.
Alana.
Yes.
Some would say Merry Christmas. I would say Happy Holidays, but I don't know if that really matters.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
To those who celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
And
those who don't.
And a happy birthday.
Enjoy hell.
And a happy birthday to you.
Thank you, babes. I feel good being birthday boy.
Like a birthday boy? Oh my goodness, you were looking forward to this day, weren't you?
I was. I get to be birthday boy and you get to date the birthday boy. You get to date the birthday boy.
Yeah.
I'm 38 years old now, babes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, yes.
That's the age I was not that long ago when you first met me.
Correct.
Actually, I was very close to turning 38. I was 2 months shy of my 38th birthday.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We got up at like 3:46 this morning. Something
like that. Yeah, I was, well, it sounded like you had a better sleep than I did. Really.
Tell me about yours.
I was, well, I'll just say that, without giving too much detail, there are times where, I don't know if I should even say that.
Go ahead.
I'm a little bloated.
That's right, because it's that time of the month.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't have to mention that, but
sorry, babes, I didn't know. Keep going.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling all that great. It wasn't like I was sick or anything. I just, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't rest. My body wouldn't let me rest.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. My body had it's almost like my body had a mind of its own.
Yes, yes.
And the rest of me is like, I just want to go to sleep. It just.
Is that common though when you're going through your period that you can't sleep, or does it just happen once in a while?
No, it's not. No. It's probably because I can't believe we're talking about this. It's probably because it has nothing to do with any time of the month or whatever. It has. I think it's because today, I love Christmas. I get excited for Christmas. I get I anticipate the day and what's going to happen and things like that, and that's probably one of the reasons why I couldn't sleep. Not just the fact that I was physically
your Aunt
a little
Flo
bit
was
uncomfortable.
In town.
A little bit uncomfortable. Could we stop talking about that, please?
Okay, sorry.
I don't name it. Okay, I don't name it. I know people like to name their unwanted visitors, but I do not. Yes. It's a visitor that I don't want to come back. Although, yeah. There's a reason for it. But anyway.
It did get you up early.
Kind of, yeah.
Did you not sleep at all last night then?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did. I just woke up I don't know what time I woke up, and I just couldn't get back to sleep, and then the turkey thing, and then I was like, I really need to lie down and try to at least get some rest.
When I left my slumber due to a bizarre dream that we will get to in a little while,
mm-hmm.
we started talking, and I suggested that, hey, babe, maybe I should take the turkey out of the fridge now, because the original plan was we were going to get up at 6 and put the turkey in the oven at 8. But I realized we could speed things up by a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we did.
I'm very, very glad we ended up doing that.
As am I.
It didn't mean getting out of bed a little bit early.
That's okay though. We got the pan lined with the veggies that we're putting in there, and the glaze that was going on top of that. So I was, mixing that, and we're pretty much going to use all of our butter today.
Yeah,
well, all the butter I have anyway.
So first off, after I take it out of the oven, I come back and we talk for a little while. You talk to the birthday boy.
Yes.
We hung out. Then we both get up around 6 and started. You worked on vegetables in the glaze.
Yes, I did.
And I deboned or took the innards out of the turkey, which was fun because I'd never done it before.
It sounds disgusting.
It's a little bit gross, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
And there was all this blood in your sink, but it all went down the drain.
Did it really? It's not there anymore?
I believe so, but you might want to wash it out just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah.
Then, we rubbed the glaze in, and for some reason, you were having some issues with the onion.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Nice.
It's not going to be perfect, I'm not going to lie, but I figured out what you were doing, because I remember, I remember that I think I remember cutting, I think they were onions, because we had to cut, we had to make those big, thick slices for,
roasted chicken.
For the roasted chicken, and I do remember it, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, yeah. And after you showed me it, and it was already really early in the morning too, so I wasn't quite awake yet. But, after you showed me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this. It won't be perfect, but I do remember doing that, and it, yeah, I think it's going to come out fine.
I'm excited. I've never made a turkey before.
Me neither. I have not either.
So I'm a little bit nervous that I don't know what I'm doing completely, because I've seen some contradictory things on websites, but so this might not be the best turkey we've ever had. However, I don't think it'll be horrible, and I'm excited to eat it.
It smells really good.
Yes, it does.
It's a good sign if it's starting to smell good. If it's starting to smell not like turkey, then there's something wrong there.
Yes. And I was watching a ton of YouTube videos last night after we went to bed. Mm-hmm. Well, we turned out the lights. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, Jaylo, we're also going to make mashed potatoes and gravy. But before we started doing this, we had some cinnamon rolls from yesterday.
Yes. Oh, they came out so good.
Well, first of all, let's talk about when we completed making them the other day.
Yes.
We waited a while. And then they tasted so good yesterday.
They did.
But I think they tasted just as good today, too.
Oh, I think they tasted better today. Because, when you put something in the fridge and you make it the day before, you put it in the fridge and everything, marinates together.
Yes.
It definitely tasted better today, I think.
I am so thrilled.
Yes. About
that. And I don't think it hurt that we were watching Julia Child right before making the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I think it kind of helped us focus on cooking stuff.
Because it gets you in that mindset.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And she is so entertaining to watch. Especially when she talks like this.
We just got back from France. It
was amazing. Yeah, she's got a very interesting way of talking.
Yes, she does.
I kind of wonder what she sounded like when she was a child.
I don't know.
Yes.
I wanted to do an impression, but I don't think I could pull it off of her as a little kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it.
Yes.
I can't do that. No. Even if I could make a little kid voice, I don't think I would be able to make a little Julia Child voice.
No.
It's just nearly impossible again.
Before we get to the movies, one of which involves her, let's talk about dinner last night. What did we do?
Yes. What did we do? We made some pizza.
Go on.
What do you want to say?
Was it good? Did we do anything special with the cheese?
We didn't do anything special with the cheese. Well, we put some cheese slices on it with cheddar and provolone. We cut up some celery and and put some olives on it. And the crust was like super good. I think that's where the butter came in because we made the crust with the butter, right?
I don't remember using any for that recipe. Did we use butter? No.
Okay. Because we used okay.
I noticed that you had like one stick less this morning than I expected you to have.
Yeah, because I know. I think we used it for something and I can't remember what it was.
Neither can I.
Yeah, I know we used it for the glaze for the cinnamon rolls and we also used it for the dough.
Right.
But I can't remember the other reason why we used the other one, but the other butter's gone now, so
Luckily, we have another thing left, so
we do.
We're going to be good for the mashed potatoes.
We're going to be good for the mashed potatoes. We already buttered the turkey, and it's going to be good.
Oh, yes, babes.
It's going to be good.
But you enjoyed the pizza.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
It was nice and round, and the crust was yummy, yummy, yummy.
Jaylo, yes. I'm curious.
Yes.
You have heard me praise my food processor many, many times.
Yes.
And we've made some dough over the last couple of days.
Yes, we have.
Has that experience at all changed your mind about getting a food processor?
Well, I think it has. The only thing is I don't know that I'll be making a lot of dough like in the near future. I mean, I think it would be good to have around should I make dough, like cinnamon roll dough especially, because that can be really messy. And not only can it be really messy, but as I found out 2 days ago, you really have to be forceful with it, and you have to make sure that it comes together, and you have to make sure you have enough flour to hold it together. It's
more time consuming.
It's more time consuming. I mean, you could do the whole thing with your hand if you want to, but at the same time, it's like, well, I kind of thinking, well, I mean, if there's an easier way to put the dough together without having to go through all that mess, then it's something I would consider.
And I informed you last night that they sell mini food processors that are like these 2 to 3 cup ones.
Mm.
I think they're only around $30 on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's something to consider.
Yes, babes.
It is.
Well, I'm glad you're thinking about it there. Jaylo.
Yes.
Alana.
Yes.
We watched 2 movies last night.
Oh, and they were good too.
Julie and Julia.
Yes.
Followed by
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Yes.
Yes. Do you want me to take the lead with Julie and Julia since I also read the book?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. And since it's probably easier for me to explain that one than it is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because there's so much stuff and you've seen it more than
I haven't seen it I also haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I'll try to explain it.
Yes.
If possible, and you can chime in if you want. You could even start it off.
We'll see about that.
Maybe
I will.
Yes.
All right. So Julie and Julia starts off. We see Julia Child in 1949 moving to France with her husband Paul, and they're going over all these French words.
Yep.
Then we're taken to the modern age, to New York City in 2002 to follow the adventures of Miss Julie Powell,
yes,
who wrote a book but didn't get it published and is now working for this insurance company.
Yeah, she hates her job.
Mm-hmm.
She really hates it.
She's married to a guy, no kids, but they have a cat. They just moved into this new apartment that's 900 square feet and closer to his work.
But it's also close to a pizzeria, and it's noisy.
Yes. Okay. And Julie Powell cooks, but she's not an expert at it.
No.
She goes to lunch one day. 2 of her friends are like super rich and
super successful,
yep,
and they have assistants.
Exactly.
And they're like higher up in their professions than she is.
Right. And another comrade is a writer who wants to do a piece on Julie Powell for this magazine.
Yep.
She agrees. When the article finally comes out, she reads it and is not happy with the results.
Yes.
She's going through her stuff one day and she finds, what's it called? The Mastering French Cooking. I'm bad with titles.
The Art of French Cooking by Julia Child.
Yes, and that's her famous book. I think she said that she stole it from her mom.
Yes.
And Julie Powell is talking about it with her husband. They discuss goals and things that she could write about.
Yeah, because she wants to start this blog.
Right. Finally, they decide that she will cook a recipe from the book. Every one of the recipes over the course of 1 year. Mm-hmm. Through this, we're going back and forth with Julia Child. She's discovering France. She's slowly learning how to cook. She eventually starts off at this cooking school.
Yes.
And she goes to register for classes only to find out that there's one course available that's kind of pricey and meant for ex-GIs who want to become chefs.
Right.
She joins the course. I believe this is in the book too. Julie Powell talks about this.
Yep.
And she can't chop anything.
Oh, and she's and everybody's chopping like crazy. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to figure out how are they doing that, and she's struggling. Really, really struggling.
This is why I admire Julia Child. Yeah. She does horrible on her first day. And what does she do? She goes home. She buys, I don't know how many onions, and she just works and works at it and becomes good.
Yes, and she's crying, she's weeping, she's like, and her husband, being the encouraging person he is, I forgot what he said, and she's like, "Are you hungry?" You had to love that. Yes. It was really funny.
Meanwhile, back in 2002, Julie Powell is having some success with the recipes, but she struggles with a few things. I believe one of the recipes required a cow's foot.
A cow's foot, yes, and then it fell in the sink.
Yes.
And it went down
messed up their sewage system.
It messed up their sewage system, and it was bad.
Really smelled bad.
I would imagine. And then she had to put she got the lobster thing. She got the lobster thing done because her husband helped her.
Oh yeah, basically this is kind of it's later in the movie, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Her and her husband bought these lobsters and they're still alive. So I might sound bad describing this. I'm not a seafood fan. I
am a seafood person. Yes.
One bite of lobster when I was like 3 years old. So I don't know how the lobster stuff works, but they buy them. They're alive. They're driving home and Julie Powell looks in the back and sees the live lobsters. Uh-huh. It shows her throwing them into the pot, closing the lid, and then one of the lobsters pops it open. The husband comes over to help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she always tells him, "Oh, Eric, you're a saint."
Then we get to something that we're going to talk about after my recap.
Yes.
The editor of Julia Child's book, whose name I'm forgetting.
Judith Jones, I believe.
Judith Jones. We're going to go with that.
I forgot what her name is.
That's a good enough name for now.
Okay.
Has expressed interest to coming over and having dinner with the Powells.
It is Judith Jones, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the night before, she's cooking this beef dish. I forgot what it was.
I think it's like boeuf bourguignon, something French.
What she said.
It sounds really good. It's like this really good stew, apparently.
They're cooking it, but they're watching Dan Aykroyd's impression of Julia Child on SNL, which Alana had not seen before. Now.
I don't remember seeing it, but it was hilarious.
Yes.
It was so funny.
And Julie Powell misses the alarm.
Yes.
The dish is burnt. She has to start from scratch and skip work. And there's a little scene in there that I love where she's writing her blog and the husband says, "Say you went back to sleep for a couple hours so your bosses don't get upset."
Yeah.
It's an odd scene, but to a writer, it really appeals to me.
It's really funny, yeah.
So the dinner is supposed to happen, But then Julie Powell gets a call saying that Judith is an older lady. She doesn't want to come out in the rain. We're very sorry. She's not going to be able to meet you tonight.
Yeah.
She gets upset. And her husband starts this fight about, you shouldn't call me a saint. He packs his stuff and he leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, because he basically feels like he doesn't really have a relationship with his wife because she's consumed with this.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in the world of Julia Child, it's now the 50s. She's advancing in the class. And one day, Child meets this lady who's working on a book of French recipes for an American audience.
Was that Avis woman?
I think so.
That's the woman that Julia Child has been writing letters to.
Oh, was it? Okay, I missed that.
I think it was either Avis or somebody else, because Avis was a friend that she didn't meet until much later.
Okay, yeah, and this is, I think, after her sister came to visit them. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah,
that was a fun scene where they pick her up and they're like, oh!
And she marries...
this guy that she meets in one of their parties.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's not going to marry him.
And she did.
Yes.
Oh, that was really funny. Yeah.
They start working... So there's three of them. Julia Child, this Avis character, and somebody else.
Oh no, it wasn't Avis. It was another friend of hers, but I can't remember her name.
So three people are working on this book, and only two of them are focused on it. So finally, Julia and her friend decide to take out the third lady, and they say, "We're gonna cut you back on the royalties. Yeah, you're only getting 18%."
And it turns out, and she starts weeping, and she's like, I'm going through a divorce.
Yes.
And Julia is kind of having second thoughts. And she's like, this isn't the time. She's going through a divorce. I thought that was really funny.
Now, in 2002, Julie Powell is still cooking. And finally, she convinces her husband to move back in with her. A little bit unrealistic, especially since it didn't really happen that way in the book, but we're going to go with it.
And we don't even know where he was. I mean, she just magically appeared.
And the fight didn't really make any sense to me either. Because he's upset because she keeps calling him a saint.
Yeah, well, I got the part where he felt like he wasn't really having a relationship with her because she was so consumed with cooking. With cooking Julia Child's recipes.
If I recall correctly, in her book, they did argue, but he never moved out of the house. It wasn't like that bad. It was just like typical relationship stuff.
Wasn't like they were temporarily separated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could be having that wrong, but that's the way I recall it. Okay. Homeboy is back in the house.
Homeboy's back.
They're eating. And Julie Powell's blog is starting to get more and more popular. People are sending her ingredients and donating to her PayPal page and all this stuff.
Her friend, one of the people that called her was her friend and editor.
Yes. Eventually, she is featured in an article for the New York Times.
Yep.
And things start to take off for her. CBS Sunday Morning wants to interview her. I think it's them, or maybe it's a CBS News.
But it was some kind of media outlet. I can't remember.
Yeah, we're going to go with that. Okay. Lots of these places want to be a part of her life. Somebody even offers to be a book agent. Okay. She's enjoying her life and chilling with her husband one day when a reporter calls saying that he asked the real Julia Child about the book project.
Yes.
Because Child was turning 90 years old around this time.
Right.
And Julia Child was not a fan.
No,
This sends Julie Powell into tears. Yeah. And her husband actually said something pretty cool.
Yes.
Would you like to?
She said,
he said,
she basically said, well, Julia Child hates me. And he says, no, but the Julia Child in your head does not hate you.
Yes.
So just think of the Julia Child in your head is the one that matters. And I thought that is a really interesting statement.
Meanwhile, in the regular Julia Child story, we hear her husband, Paul, say, you could be on TV one day, which is, kind of like Hollywood doing its thing where they, but it works for the movie. Mm-hmm. I think they moved back to the States at some point, and Judy gets a copy of the book. They show her working on a recipe and then sending a letter to Julia Child saying, we want to publish your book.
Yep.
And we flash forward. Julie Powell is cooking her final meal, giving a toast. Then the husband and her go to the Smithsonian and see the sets of Julia Child's TV show.
That's such a cool scene.
Yeah, and she has her husband take a picture of her next to the Julia Child poster on the wall, or picture.
Yeah.
They go home, they're excited, and the last scene you see is a close-up on the sets, and Julia Child cooking a meal for her husband, Paul.
Well, you forgot to mention.
Go ahead.
That remember that scene when she finally gets the call that her book is going to be published?
Who?
Julia Child.
No, she got a note.
She got a note. I'm sorry. Okay, so we did talk about that. All right.
Yes.
So yes, that is such a cool closing scene.
This is not a great movie, but I think it's a pretty good one.
Like you wouldn't rate it on your top favorites, but it was a fun movie.
It's definitely a fun date night movie.
Yeah.
And it's elevated by some of the performances. Meryl Streep, of course, is, in my opinion, the GOAT, right? She's probably the best actress in American films we've had. Mm-hmm. And she kills it. She is
excellent in this movie. I mean,
she has the look of Julia Child down. She has her mannerisms.
She sounds like her.
Yes.
It's so weird.
It's very bizarre.
It's bizarre, yes.
In fact, this morning, I watched an interview with Julie Powell. Mm-hmm. It was like right before the movie came out. And she told the story about how she only went to the set one day. Mm-hmm. And that was when Meryl Streep was shooting some stuff as Julia.
Wow. Because
she wanted to see the performance. Mm-hmm. And Powell said it was a way of connecting with Julia Child, seeing Meryl Streep like that. Now, she also said something that made more sense to me. Mm. Julie Powell noted that since the publication of the book, she has met people who knew Julia Child. And they told her that they believe if Julia Child was a little bit younger or really knew the full context of what she was trying to do, that she probably would have approved of the book idea.
Nice.
Which kind of makes sense to me from what I've read of Julia Child.
Oh, you mean like she would have appreciated it more?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, instead of just saying, this is a horrible idea. I'm so sad and 90. I'm going to stop doing that because that's getting a little bit creepy even to me.
I think it's funny.
Thank you, babes.
I don't think it's creepy. I think it's funny.
Thank you. I would give this movie maybe 3 out of 5 stars.
That's fair.
What would you say?
I would say the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best movie of all time, but it's really fun if you want to just, chill out and, it's a fun chick flick.
The conflict with Julie Powell and her husband is the thing that really took me out of the movie.
Oh, because it didn't happen that way?
Yeah, and also it seemed unnecessary. And the way they presented it in the film seemed unbelievable.
Okay, I would agree with you. I mean, normally I would say it's just a movie, but I would agree with you on that. Because, I mean, yeah, she called him a saint. I mean, if her husband wasn't so great, maybe she would have called him other choice words. But,
right.
She's basically saying, you're so good to me.
Yeah, first of all, babe, if I find out that you're publicly calling me a saint and telling people how great I am, I doubt my reaction is going to be to freak out on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that was like the least of his worries. Why couldn't he just say something like, I barely see you. I barely talk to you. You're consumed with this, instead of saying, well, stop calling me a saint, And I remember that one scene where I forgot what she was doing, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, you're a really horrible person, and you're really difficult to live with." I'm like, okay, why did you... I don't understand that. I didn't get that part either.
No.
It would be more believable if he said, "You're way too consumed with this cooking stuff. I miss you. You know, what have you been... You know, I want to know how you're feeling because I haven't been talking to you and we haven't spent any time together in so long." You know, I mean, it would have been more realistic if you said it that way.
Also, skip him moving out of the apartment.
I know. He could have just taken a walk or something.
Yeah.
I have to take a walk to clear my head, or I have to, I need to stay at a friend's house for a little bit, but I'll come back.
For a night or two.
Yeah. I need to get out of here for a little while, but I will come back.
Does this movie make you want to read the book?
Possibly. Yeah.
I'm curious now, Jaylo.
Mm-hmm.
If memory serves correctly, before this week, you had little to no experience with Julia Child. Am I correct?
I mean...
Did you guys watch her growing up or no?
No, I mean, I knew who she was, and I've heard her voice many times, but I wasn't really interested in watching her shows. However, in the last maybe couple years, I saw some things on YouTube, and it was her later shows. I'm not sure when they came out, but it was her later shows, and it was really interesting.
What's your opinion of her now, since you've seen the movie and we've watched some of her earlier programs this week?
She's a very unique lady. She seems very like a go-getter. She seems like, she wanted to reach the goal of teaching French cooking to Americans, and she worked really, really hard. I mean, a woman that barely knew how to make an egg, how far she could get, and how much she learned in France. I mean, it's really cool to see. I think I appreciate her more now after I saw the movie.
I remember growing up and thinking that she's just this stuck-up old lady who probably doesn't have any real fun in life.
Right.
And one night I was watching Entertainment Tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, this must have been like 93 or something. Mm-hmm. And they said, Julia Child had a birthday today. She's now 81. Mm-hmm. I told this to my mom, and we both started making fun of her. Oh, she's probably going to burn down our kitchen.
Yeah.
Read her her biography after she dies. Apparently, she was very active into her late 80s.
Wow.
But, so I just, that's why I thought about her. Within the last couple of years, like you, I have been revisiting her. And I have a ton of respect for her now. This lady overcame a lot of stuff and really did some amazing things.
Yeah.
You've also got to give it up to somebody who teaches in an exciting way to a huge group of people. Like, her shows are fun.
They were fun.
If you watch them as an adult.
And they weren't boring.
No.
I mean, when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, Julia Child. She just seems so weird to me. Because I wasn't really into cooking shows back then.
Apparently she had a huge personality.
Yeah. And I didn't know if she really talked like that, but she does apparently. Yeah. I think I've heard her talk. I mean, even when she's cooking, she doesn't go out of character. She's the way that she is. That is her that is really her.
Would you have any interest in reading a biography about her?
Possibly. Possibly.
Yes.
And then in the movie, you kind of get a little bit of insight into the kind of man that Paul was. Mm-hmm. It seemed like he really, really loved Julia, and he really supported her in whatever she did.
That's the feeling I got.
And I did not know that that she and Paul may have not been able to have any children. Right?
I think
Did you
so.
see that?
I heard that somewhere.
Because remember when she finds out that her sister's pregnant and she starts weeping. Crying.
Yeah.
And she's like, she was happy, but then she knew that she couldn't have any babies.
Yep.
You could tell that she was upset, but she was happy.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff to unpack with Miss Julia Child.
Yeah, but she was a unique woman, it sounded like. She had, a lot of things going for her.
Would you ever do anything like Julie Powell and choose a goal of maybe not doing a recipe from the book every single night for a year, but doing like a recipe a week?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it.
Okay.
That might be a little bit ambitious, but I don't know. I mean, what she did was really inspiring, though. I mean, that's a very difficult project to do, I would imagine.
I would watch a cooking show with you, babes.
Yes.
Jaylo in the kitchen or Jaylo Child.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
No. I don't know that I'm cut out to put on any cooking shows, but I love cooking shows now. I love how descriptive they are. I really think it's fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jaylo.
Yes.
We also saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Take it away, Jaylo.
I will try. So it starts off with a scene where Roger is filming a movie. I forgot what the director's name was, but he was filming this movie where he was given he was supposed to watch this little baby. And there's all these things that are going on. The little baby is creating a lot of mischief. He's explain that scene. Remember when he was taking care of that little boy?
So the baby is in this cage. He escapes and goes into the kitchen and wants these cookies. But he's throwing stuff around. He's on top of the stove and the burners are going off. Roger goes in after him and it just has to deal with all this chaos. Mm-hmm. Finally, the director yells cut. And as an audience member, I'm thinking, is this a short film before the actual movie starts? Mm-hmm. So we get introduced to the character of Roger Rabbit. But it turns out it's him shooting a movie.
Yes, it is.
Go on, Jaylo.
Yes.
And he's friends with the baby, who is actually a 50-year-old cartoon character.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. They talk about that later in the movie when the detective goes to interview the baby. It's weird being a 50-year-old in a 3-year-old's body.
I forgot that part, yes.
But anyways, go on, babes.
Yes. So we get introduced to Roger Rabbit, and we also get introduced to, later on, to Eddie Valiant, who is, and I think I might be getting the order wrong, but he's investigating a case of this tune who committed murder and threw something on a man's head, a piano on his head.
You're close. What happens is the studio knows that something's going on with Roger, and they hire Eddie to investigate his wife, Jessica.
Oh, that's
Eddie's
right.
brother died because somebody dropped a piano on him.
So part of his investigation is he goes to this place called the Tune Review in Toontown.
Tunes can work there, but they can't just eat there.
They can't just eat there. They serve humans. Humans are allowed to eat there and watch the performance. So Jessica Rabbit, played by Kathleen Turner, Eddie Valiant always goes to see her. She is a cartoon human. For the longest time, I wasn't sure if she was a human or a rabbit, but she's a human. She just happens to be married to a rabbit. And so she's doing her dance. She's very sensual. She's very seductive. She looks the part. And so he's watching that, and fast forward, I'm going to move around because there's a lot of things that happen in this movie. But fast forward, and Eddie Valiant takes this take some pictures, and you see this. I don't know how much you see of this scene, but it's a suggestive scene where Jessica Rabbit is doing in the movie. It's called she's playing patty cake with Marvin Acme.
It's off screen. You hear Valiant's. You hear it. And you see Valiant on screen as he's listening to it, but you don't see anything. Yes,
and so Eddie Valiant reports it to Roger, and he is just devastated. He's like, patty cake, like no, it's, and he's very upset because he's so in love with his wife Jessica, and he's like, this is horrible. I can't believe this. Well, he wants to stay at Eddie's house because he's just beside himself, and it turns out that the person that is being investigated for the death of I forgot what the boss's name was.
I don't remember.
Marvin Acme, and I forgot the other guy. Now Roger is being investigated for the death.
Because he dies after he finds out this news.
Yep. He dies.
He's killed.
Yes, he's killed. And and so now they think that Roger did it. And so he is devastated, and he wants to hide in Eddie's closet. And Eddie is trying to help him out here.
There's this great scene.
Yes.
And then we might want to hit pause because it's smelling like our turkey might be done.
Okay.
What do you think? Does it smell done to you?
It's getting there.
You would say no for right now.
No for right now.
So we got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
We won't pause then.
Okay.
At least not right now.
No.
I love when Eddie goes to his office, Roger's there, and Roger throws these handcuffs on him and Eddie.
Yes.
And Eddie's freaked out. He goes to his ex-wife's bar.
Dolores.
Yes.
I think they're still married.
But they're separated?
But I don't know, they're having problems.
Goes to the back, takes out Roger, and Roger just leaves the handcuffs. And then he's like, you mean you could leave these handcuffs at any time? That made me laugh. Keep going, please.
Yes. No, why don't you chime in? Because I want you to chime in here too.
Well, there's some more chaos because the mayor of Toontown, played by Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd, comes to the bar and is searching for Roger Rabbit. He's figured out a way to kill Toons. Mm-hmm. And he wants to execute Roger. Finds him and is about to do so when Eddie says, hey, he has a right to have this last drink. Roger tries to turn it down. He finally takes it.
He drinks it and he just kind of goes bonkers.
Yes. They leave. Take it away, Jaylo.
You go on.
Oh.
Yeah.
They get a Toon car that was in the police van of these other Toon cops.
Yes.
They go on this highway. There's a big chase. The Toon car ends up jumping over
one of the cop
police car, yeah, and escapes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
What happens next, babes?
I think this is before all the other Toons come to kind of help Roger out. Like there's Bugs Bunny.
Well, they end up going to Toontown.
They end up going to Toontown. Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, and some other folks, because they're trying to save the town too. Because who was
so before we get there, let's maybe back up a little bit.
Yes.
Let's just start with they end up in Toontown.
Yes.
And what's his name? Eddie has all these weird experiences.
Yeah, he's in this cartoon.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, actually. He is thrown off this building.
Yes.
Well, first, he goes into the elevator and Droopy Dog is there. Which is really... as a kid, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Disney's cool. But I kind of resonated more with the Warner Brothers cartoons. So it was a lot of fun to see them in this movie.
Yeah, it's like... Here's your floor, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
He finally falls off the building, grabs onto this pole, and Tweety Bird comes along and starts hitting his fingers, I think, and he falls. Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse come. Bugs offers him a spare, but it turns out it's a tire. And he finally lands. He starts to leave Toontown. Christopher Lloyd comes. We're skipping over some stuff.
Yeah.
He catches Jessica and Roger Rabbit. He hangs them, and he's about to kill them. There's this great line she has when Jessica says, "And you were better than Goofy."
Yes.
That made me laugh.
Roger, you were magnificent. Roger, you're magnificent, and you're better than Goofy. and Tony and not Tony. I'm sorry. What's his name? Eddie. Why did I say Tony?
I don't know.
Eddie decides to do some acrobatic tricks.
Yes.
He's trying to get he's trying to make these tunes laugh, right? He's juggling, he's rhyming, he's dancing, he's doing all these it's a really funny scene. He's doing all these all these circus tricks. And the tunes that are laughing, I think, are the
cops.
The tune cops.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And they want Roger Rabbit to be arrested.
To be killed.
Or basically. To be killed, I mean, rather. And fast forward to the scene where Christopher Lloyd, I forgot what his name was. I think his name was Dip or something.
No, I think Dip was a machine he was using to kill them. But keep going. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember what the name of the mayor was. Yeah. But he was, they're finding out more about this machine, and they find out that Eddie's brother was killed. So Eddie's brother was killed by a tune with a really, really high voice, and it happened to be him.
Yes.
And so...
we should also say that it's revealed that Christopher Lloyd has enough of this stuff to destroy Toontown completely, so he can replace it with highways and gas stations.
Yes. Yes.
But before he can do that, Eddie steps in, takes care of the day, saves Roger Rabbit, and then Roger's plays this prank on him where he tries to shake his hand. Yeah. He shocks him. Yeah. Eddie pulls him in close and kisses him. And he kisses him.
And then, are you saying you don't have your sense of... Are you saying that you don't... You've lost your sense of humor, and he pulls him in and gives him a kiss.
Eddie's girl is there, and they all go into Toontown to hang out.
And the tunes are happy, and they're singing.
I love that it ends with Porky Pig too.
Yeah, come on, folks.
This movie is all over the place.
It is,
and doesn't really make sense on any level. But I gotta say, I enjoyed it despite that. There's a lot of things in this film that were fun, and I'm really shocked that this film came out for a lot of different reasons.
Because partly it was partly marketed to kids.
Yes, and it has a lot of adult stuff in it.
It does.
But beyond that, I'm shocked that they got the permission from Warner Brothers to use so many of their characters in this. Yeah. I would love to have heard how those negotiations went down.
Yeah, and I think... And I saw this movie when I was 7 years old with a couple relatives of mine. And I think the reason why we went to that movie, because we didn't know, I was only 7. And we all didn't know what to expect. And so it had a little bit of everything for the entire family. It had the adult humor and some other things, but it also had some cartoons for kids. And I think that's what made this movie unique.
What was it like revisiting this film as an adult?
There are some things that I forgot, and there are some things that I'm like, oh my goodness, why how did I not pick, when I was younger, of course, I didn't pick up on a lot of the adult stuff, but I'm like, I'm surprised that parents would let kids watch it, even though I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But there's a lot of adult stuff that kids should not be seeing, suggestive things.
To the best of my knowledge, we have not seen the characters of Roger and Jessica Rabbit since this movie.
No.
Why do you think that is?
I'm guessing I was just supposed to be for that one movie. I wish that Warner Brothers would have created a Roger Rabbit cartoon.
Yeah, although I think this film was released through Disney, or through Touchstone, which is owned by Disney.
But I liked Roger Rabbit. I thought he was lovable.
Yes.
I thought he was lovable, and so here's a question about the drink that he drank. Those couple of drinks that he drank. Would you say that's equivalent to a human getting drunk?
I would assume so.
So that drink was to kind of distract him so that they wouldn't, so that he wouldn't know what they were doing?
That was so he would go crazy and escape.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
It was a really bizarre but fun film. I'm glad we watched it.
It was very bizarre, but sometimes the most bizarrest films are the funnest.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I always liked that one.
How many times have you seen it?
I don't know. More than once for sure. Yes.
Very good, Jaylo.
But the patty cake reference was I just never forgot that.
That was great.
I just never forgot that.
Yes.
Because I'm like, why would they use patty cake? I mean, when you play patty cake, you just use your hands. You clap your hands together. It's a hand game.
Yes.
Yes.
I played it.
I just think it's funny.
Yes. Jaylo.
Yes.
As you know, I'm birthday boy today.
The birthday boy.
I'm birthday boy.
The birthday boy.
There is a song that I always listen to on my birthday. And I did this morning twice. Called Happiness by the rap group Dead Prez.
Yeah.
And I want to know, is there any song that you always revisit on your birthday?
Well, the last couple of years, the song that I was listening to was, which I heard this morning was Happy Birthday by the Arrogant Worms. And I played it for you last year, and you said that, and you kept laughing, and I thought you thought it was funny. And I'm glad you thought it was funny, because when I first heard it, I'm like, this is a really, really funny song. You did not accomplish much, but you didn't die this year. I guess it's good enough.
Oh my goodness.
See the Arrogant Worms.
Yes.
They're a comedy group from Canada. Funny stuff.
Very good, Jay. Well, how's it feel being the birthday boy? Your girlfriend of the birthday boy?
The birthday boy, the birthday boy.
Yes. And tomorrow I'll get to say, I'm going to be birthday boy again soon, Jay.
Oh my goodness. You'll be barely birthday boy tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be soon to be birthday boy.
Not soon.
Well,
It's going to be another year.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
I was glad. I've heard from many, many friends today, and I'm here with my Jaylo.
How many people called you so far?
I'll go over the list with you, but I've gotten calls from 2 people, but texts from a lot more people.
Oh, really?
Yes. Who knew that I was hanging out with you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very cool.
Alana.
Yes.
We should wrap this up soon because I do think we probably want to get the turkey
it's
out.
smelling good.
I'll tell you what. Why don't I do this? Why don't I pause this, take it out, and then we'll return because I have a few more questions. All right.
Sure.
Pause. And we're back. Jaylo.
Yes.
That bird is looking good, babes.
It's smelling good.
Yes.
It's smelling good.
Now, you don't always have turkey on Christmas, correct?
No, but it is, traditionally turkey can be eaten on either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
But sometimes you'll go years when you're with your family where they don't do turkey at all. I
usually have turkey just on Thanksgiving, but turkey on Christmas is not uncommon in general. I usually eat something else on Christmas, but there's nothing wrong with having turkey on Christmas.
It was weird lifting such a big bird out of your oven just now.
Well, it was even weirder for me when I had to take the thing out of the freezer and put it in my fridge. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is huge. And I managed to put it in the lasagna pan. And I'm like, wow, I actually put it in there. That was heavy. It's like bigger than it's like bigger than my head.
But you used to lift weights.
I did, but it's not a good idea to like lift heavy things, like really, really heavy things. I mean, this isn't that heavy, but it's not a good idea to lift really heavy things when you want to build up your muscles.
Yeah, you're supposed to lift small weights continuously, right?
No, you lift lighter weights and you build it up until you are able to lift heavier weights.
Gotcha.
And in some cases, you may be able to lift weights that weigh more than your own weight.
Yes.
If you add weights to the bars, so you build up your muscle by starting off small and then before you lift big.
Very nice.
But the turkey was definitely not as heavy as some of the things that I was lifting. The most that I ever got up to as far as lifting, not the score per se, but as far as lifting like a single lift, I got close to lifting 198 pounds.
Okay. That's
deadlifting. Yeah, deadlifting. I got close to lifting 198 pounds.
Yes, yes.
Which is way more than what I weigh.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I understand that you have been reading more of 1984.
Yes.
Where are you, babes?
I'm on the 3rd chapter, and I just thought it was so funny because I think in the 3rd chapter, and I'll read over that part again. But the 3rd chapter where they were instructed on the telescreen to do the physical jerks. In other words, it's calisthenics, which I thought was really funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. and she was the lady was saying 30 to 40 group, 30 to 40 group. Yeah, so the telescreen is definitely watching everybody. Big Brother is. I think that's where they got. I'm guessing that's where they got. And I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that's where they got the term Big Brother from this book.
Yes.
Big Brother is watching you.
Big Brother.
It's a little creepy, actually.
Yes.
But I'm anxious to read more. It's really interesting.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, babes.
Yes.
Yes. Alana.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any weird dreams last night?
No, not at all. I did not. But you said that you had one.
I was watching TV with this lady that I thought was my mom. Mm-hmm. And we were viewing an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're getting comfy over there, babes.
I am.
Good. In the episode, the parents start just yelling at the kids. Mm-hmm. My mom told me that she wanted me to get her cereal. Also, there was something in the kitchen that she couldn't find. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to show my mom that I know where this thing is. Mm-hmm. I'm going through all the drawers, the cupboards, the refrigerator. Finally, she yells at me, and I respond with, yeah, but I do it so forcefully that I wake up.
Yeah.
Yes. Sounds like you had a good laugh there, Jaylo.
Right.
Yes.
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 Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you wanted to say, Jaylo?
I just wanted to say again, Merry Christmas to anyone who's listening that does celebrate Christmas. Yes. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you, babes. Oh, real quick.
Yes.
I had an idea for movie night next Saturday.
Okay.
We can talk about this later or discuss it now. What do you think of watching... So maybe I should backtrack. There's Citizen Kane, which you haven't seen. But there's a movie that Netflix just released called Mank about Joseph Mankiewicz, who was, I believe, the co-writer of Citizen Kane. What do you think of watching Citizen Kane and Mank next Saturday? And keep in mind, I've only seen one of them.
Okay.
But I've heard really good things about Mank. It's getting great reviews.
Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, babes. Just curious, are there any Christmas songs that you like in particular?
Well, there's so many. But one Christmas song that I love hearing every year it's by the Carpenters. It's called Merry Christmas, Darling. And I think the reason why I like hearing it every year is because I always heard it every year when I was a kid. Oh. And there was always something about it. I always loved that song.
What's that other song where it's chestnuts roasting on an open fire?
The Christmas song.
Jack Frost nipping at your toes.
No, you're getting it wrong. But
no.
It's chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
By Nat King Cole.
Yes, Nat King Cole is one of the people who sang it. A lot of people have done versions of it. Yeah, I like that song too. Yes. I also like hearing songs from Nat King Cole.
Yes.
Christmas stuff. And I do love the Christmas stuff that I've heard from the Jackson 5. I think it's pretty upbeat and it's fun to listen to, and I've been listening to that too. But I just love Christmas music in general. It gets me into the Christmas spirit, and Christmas is like one of my favorite times of the year.
Very goodness. Very good, because it's my birthday. Yes. Well, babes, I think we should end this. Maybe move the turkey to the tinfoil pan.
Okay.
But before we do that, maybe we should kiss. I'm going to give you opportunity to make out with birthday boy.
Oh my goodness.
Birthday boy. Birthday boy make out.
Oh my goodness.
Birthday boy.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's enough.
All right. Any last words, babes?
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Even though this is coming out after Christmas.
I know.
Yes.
But, yes.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Christmas. Even though I don't believe in Christmas. Happy holidays.
I'm sure you will someday.
You think that I will?
It's possible. Anything's possible, right?
What do you think the odds are?
I don't know. We don't have to talk about any odds right now.
It always surprises me. What?
I thought we were done.
Well, we can go on a little bit. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I always find it surprising when my non-believing friends celebrate Christmas, but
I think it's surprising to me too, actually.
Yes.
I think it's very surprising.
Yes.
I think that would be the last thing that I would celebrate if I was a non-believer.
I know I talk about TYT a lot. Mm. It is a great channel. It has its flaws, but I was watching a video that Cenk Uygur, the founder of TYT, posted last night. Uh-huh. And I think he considers himself either an atheist or an agnostic.
Okay.
He's telling some story about Trump. But before he got into it, he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm so excited. Christmas is my favorite time of the year."
That doesn't make any sense.
And he's like, in my household, it's a three-way friendly competition between me, my wife, and our daughter. And our son loves Christmas too, but the three of us, it's a competition between who loves Christmas the most. And I'm like,
I don't understand that. Why would he celebrate it? Maybe he celebrates it because his wife and daughter love it so much, but he's just kind of going along for the ride. I don't know. It
seems genuine, but it's always odd to me when I hear that.
I would agree with you on that. I would totally agree with you on that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy birthday to you.
Thank you, because I'm birthday boy.
You're birthday boy.
Yes, all right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
From the birthday boy. Merry Christmas from the birthday boy.